I am the Namer, guardian of the names of power. Before your world even existed, my people were an ancient race. Now they are gone, and only I remain, keeper of my people's history. Across the endless tracts of space have I traveled, to return to the planet of my birth, Zoidstar. Though my people perished long ago, and their cities were buried by the shifting sands, the machines remain. It is these that have brought me here to perform the last act of the Zoidarian race, the giving of the names of power. When my race was young and had an interest in the affairs of the galaxy, they built the machines, mighty engines of destruction which gave the power of life and death over the other creatures in the galaxy. The Zoidarians turned their gaze outward and laid waste to 1,000 star systems with their machines, their Zoids. But ruling a galaxy was not enough for the Zoidarians. It was not the conquests, but the battles they enjoyed. And though all intelligent life trembled in the shadow of the Zoids, my people battled on, machine against machine, Zoidarian against Zoidarian, in the further pursuit of glory. Zoidarian lives were needlessly sacrificed to the god of battle, and the race dwindled in numbers until the elders outlawed the Zoid duels. But they couldn't outlaw the Zoidarian love of combat. The Zoidarian pilots of the giant war machines were replaced by androids, and thus the heroic combat could continue without threat to Zoidarian life. Too late came the order. Too late to save a once mighty race from extinction, and now only I remain. Only I and the Zoids. And though my people created the Zoids, I have no power to control them. For the war machines have become the living embodiment of the Zoidarian thirst for combat, with lives and wills of their own. They exist only to fight, to ensure that their heroic combat lasts for all eternity. Now I stand on the sand-blasted surface of a world I used to call home, high on a rock, scanning the horizon for some sign of movement, knowing that out there, behind the sand clouds, lurk the deadliest war machines in the universe. It begins!
Of the ocean floor, Aquazoid rides when the engines roar. Sealskin frog with silent might, charging torpedoes in the black of night. Hydrazoid swims through the midnight tide, a pleasant song built for the battle ride. Missiles primed in a serpent's grace, leaving red mutants in a trail of waste. Until we ride with fire in our eyes, steel and fury under endless skies, where the ghosts in the deep and the mutants creep. Blue guardians never sleep. Ride unified, to the waves we ride. Aquazoid, Hydrazoid, and Spiderzoid by our side. Semi-tech forced to fight, we strike and crow in warble light. Spiderzoid walks in the dead of the dark, 8 legs of silence never leaves a mark. In shadows he stalks with venomous blades, eliminating foes in the steel brigade. From coral crypts to broken reefs, rebels, legions grind their teeth. But blue steel holds, we fight, we thrive. Android pilots burning alive. Dive, attack beneath the foam. Strike, react, bring the battle home. It's on our shadows and pressure zones. We bring techno death to their mutant thrones. On foot how we ride, with fire in our eyes. Steel and fury under endless skies, where the ghosts in the deep, where the mutants creep. Blue guardians never sleep. Hydrazoid. Spiderzoid locked and deployed. Homeward beneath, above within. Let the blue gardens win! Metallic giants rise from lying grounds. Blue guardians down the heart. Lights and fury in the sky.
It is the never-ending battle between red and blue Zoids. It has been waged for centuries. It rages still, with no end in sight.
I, the Namer, last of the Zoidarians, guardian of the names of power, keeper of the legend of heroic combat, have spoken.